Hello everybody, vanburman here, and I just must say that I love that intro. Square Enix getting smashed. But no, anyway, I wanted to bring you quite a serious discussion today on my podcast, just on my thoughts. This will be, as I mentioned, this will be a podcast episode, and it is regarding the changes to YouTube, which I'm sure if you have anything to do with YouTube itself, whether you watch a lot of YouTubers, then you'll probably have heard lots of their 2 senses on it and what they're thinking regarding the changes that are incoming. So I just thought that, I've been giving it some time, listened to some other people, and, I finally managed to gather my thoughts on it. And, we all know what YouTube are trying, or what Google are trying to stop from happening on YouTube, which is people uploading, full songs, full films, full albums in some cases, strangely enough, then, which I can totally understand from, a law perspective and people, being able to have control over their own created content. As far as I'm concerned, that's perfectly fine. They are the sort of things that do need to be got rid off the site, quite frankly. Unless the content producers say it's fine. I know that some films are allowed and even promoted to be on YouTube, because obviously it gets the film out there. Such as, I know Stuart Ashens did his film and he made it for YouTube, but that sort of thing, people have made films and are more than happy for them to be put up on YouTube, and people are more than happy for their songs to be put up as well, more than happy for their songs to be used in all sorts of things. And that sort of stuff, I think, shouldn't be hit. I think that sort of stuff needs to be put on it, as in taken off and used in a better way. And the system definitely needs to get itself fixed by the time these changes are fully implemented. As far as gameplay goes, obviously we know that there's some companies which are more than willing for you to share their gameplay and music. No, not all the time the music's owned by the game. Sometimes it is from other sources, especially with AAA titles as well. They have some artists, like Final Fantasy 13 had Leona Lewis do a song for them, that sort of thing. And obviously, it's who owns that bit of music. Well, obviously Square Enix doesn't own the music. It's, owned by whoever Leona Lewis's recording company is. So that sort of stuff, you can understand. It just depends how much that song is in there. And, if I'm talking over while that song's in the background, I'm not sure that, as far as I'm concerned, that shouldn't flag up anything. And there is fair usage, of course, which is what we've used a lot of. But I believe the content has to be changed by a certain percentage in order for it not to conflict with that. And a lot of what people do regarding games, it doesn't reach that threshold. For example, my Final Fantasy 8 doesn't reach that threshold at all. But I am showing demonstrational purposes, and apparently as long as you're doing how-to videos, it's fine. That makes it more acceptable. But that's what you can use for company, or that's what you should be able to use for companies, for gaming companies that aren't so forthcoming with allowing you to use their stuff. How do I feel about it overall, though? I think that the idea for the changes are good. I want to see all those YouTubers that are making, if they're putting up full films and full songs and stuff, if they're monetizing it for themselves, then they're going to be earning quite a lot of money. And I don't see why they should do that for having put no work in other than take the time to upload it. Whereas, my games might involve, my footage, might involve gameplay, but I still have to create the video. I still have to talk over it, still have to prepare sometimes, still have to edit sometimes. I use sometimes there. Like this video is totally not edited, but then again, it is just a podcast, even though I put a video intro in. It doesn't quite make sense now I think about it, but never mind. These things happen, I suppose. Another point I wanted to bring up on the system is the fact of some people getting ID claims, and it's been for. I don't see how people can get an ID claims, something that's maybe 5 seconds in the video. As far as I'm concerned, you're allowed to take clips, snippets of stuff. But even if in a half an hour video, for example, you use 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever it is, and that might conflict with fair usage, I don't think that then the video should then be advertised, taken away from the YouTuber, and then all the advertising money is given to that company or person that has claimed. I don't believe that at all, quite frankly. I think that maybe a small percentage should go, if I've used too much in it, then they get 5-10% of the ad revenue. If you have slightly breached over that threshold of fair usage. The other thing is, of course, is that apparently a lot of people have been getting false claims. I mean, I get some claims from some companies which I haven't even heard of before, and I'm not so sure whether. I know YouTube does it on an automated system, but I believe that they should do it in a different way. The people who are actually going to claim an ID content need to prove they are who they say they are first off, and then be able to claim on the videos, not YouTube doing it. YouTube I think can potentially look at a video and say you might be conflicting here, and then going and telling the person or company, whoever owns that bit of content, about your video, and then they will use their own system to say whether it breaches or not. And obviously they can withdraw monetization, or they can not grant it to start off with. I think that's perfectly fine. But then I think, if once they've contacted the company that owns that bit of content, they haven't got back to them in a certain amount of time, then it should be taken as read that they are then, the person that's created the video is then allowed to use it. I don't see the reason why YouTube is potentially going to hurt gaming videos on YouTube so much. It doesn't seem worth it, surely. It doesn't make any common sense for YouTube to be like that, because apparently they've earned, I saw a figure about $6 billion they've earned in revenue from their videos, which is a huge amount. I don't know how much of that is from games though, but I imagine that it's going to be a fairly significant proportion of it. So, they're going to be chopping off their nose to spite the face, really, in that sense. Which is why I don't think it's going to be as severe as people think. It's just the only worrying part, I feel, is that other people have been hit by it. Some big people have been hit by it, which... I don't know. Maybe it's just people taking advantage of it, or companies trying to take advantage of it, or YouTube not having their system sorted out. I honestly don't know. But it doesn't bode well at the minute from what has happened so far. The other side of things is, just talking from a game company's point of view, I don't understand, or I don't see the benefit in them not allowing people to review, showcase their game. I mean, I think to a certain extent, I think if you're gonna do, I mean this is what I do a lot of, so it's difficult for me to say it, but I think as long as someone's not doing a full playthrough, I mean, I've done a couple of full playthroughs and I'm currently doing one on Final Fantasy VIII, but as long as you're not doing that, then I think it's fine. I think as long as you're showcasing the game, going over the game, showing different things you can do, showing you're playing for an online multiplayer game of Chivalry, something like that, I think it's perfectly fine, quite frankly. As long as someone can't get the full enjoyment out of the game just by watching you, or most of the full enjoyment out of the game just by watching you, then I think that's fine. For example, I watched a full playthrough of The Last of Us. I don't have a PlayStation 3. I probably did have a PlayStation 3 at the time, but I got rid of it shortly after them. And I wanted to see what that game was like, and it was a really good game, but I ended up watching it all the way through, and of course I didn't go out and buy the game or anything. But the game's reputation for me, it's been one of the best games of the year. So that side of things, I don't know how you would look at it from a game developer's point of view. But if I was a game developer, I'd be more than happy for people to, you know, use the content, make video reviews, and, you know, all that stuff, quite frankly. Obviously, you can't stop people from saying anything about your product, reviewing it and saying their own opinion on it. It's just when you do a video review for YouTube, you're there making a video, so you need something visual to, you know, demonstrate the game or product or whatever it is that you're trying to do. So yeah, I mean, if they're not allowing you to do that, then that takes away from the YouTuber, quite frankly. It'd just be someone sitting in front of a microphone with a webcam on or no webcam on like me and telling you about the game. I played this game yesterday. It was really bad and it glitched lots, but I can't show you because the game company won't let me. Yeah, not great. I believe sort of Guild Wars 2 as well doesn't let you do any of it, despite the fact that I've put Guild Wars 2 content up. I don't tell anybody. I took most of it down now. And yeah, that's about it. I only took it down because of the upcoming changes. I took down quite a few videos actually, one or two which weren't monetized, but I knew would potentially get flagged when it comes to January, and it was because it was one of the few companies that I've got a fairly good chance of getting a copyright strike from. And strike ID matches, I don't mind so much. You want to come and steal my monetization, fair enough, I don't earn anything anyway, but you want to put strikes against my channel, that's a different matter, and that's the only thing I'm really particularly worried about. Obviously I do this as I put a lot of hours into YouTube, and I would like to keep all the advertisement money that I earn, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because the network takes them. Well, I think it's 40% or 30%. And then, of course, if other companies are claiming my very meager amounts of advertisement money, then that's even worse. But oh well, nothing much you can do about that. Not much I can do about it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't think the overall idea of it's a bad thing. If it gets rid of people, you know, grossly breaking the law, then I think it's fine. A lot of gaming is really in a grey area and has to be decided from case to case, but I think there should be more leeway for gamers, because most of us do try to stay within the rules, and you know, we're just trying to demonstrate and show off games, something that we love, and it, you know, because we do talk over it. People who don't talk over it or show, well, you don't have to show your face obviously, but people who don't talk over it and just show silent footage, maybe that's more. Maybe they should be hit more, I don't know, but not for me to decide. We'll just have to see how it unfolds. But personally, I'm hoping I can carry on YouTube. I've really enjoyed it. The 6.5 years I've been here. 1 year properly though, but still. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've respected my points, and if you do have anything further to add or anything I've potentially missed out or something I don't know about it, then please do leave in the comments, and yeah, I'll be putting a video up this time next year without any worries. Thank you very much for watching everybody. I will see you very shortly. Goodbye.